The Duchess of Edinburgh, Sophie, recently made headlines by visiting Ukraine amidst the ongoing war, becoming the first royal to do so since Russia's invasion 2 years ago. Despite receiving widespread praise for her actions, Sophie downplayed any notion of bravery on her part, instead highlighting the resilience and courage of the Ukrainian people who have endured the conflict. In her reflections for the Sunday Times, Sophie wrote about her experience and the emotional impact it had on her. She noted, "Since returning to the UK, many people have said how brave or courageous I was for going. I am neither. The brave people are those who have endured extreme violence and survived. The courageous are those who have reported the crimes committed against them. I am glad to have made the journey. Inevitably it was sad and emotional, and the painful stories and images, as with all my visits to places of conflict, will live with me." During her visit, the Duchess of Edinburgh met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and delivered a letter from King Charles III, who had earlier praised the determination and strength of the Ukrainian people in a statement marking the 2-year anniversary of the conflict. This visit was a gesture of solidarity with the men, women, and children impacted by the war. Sophie, who has long advocated for victims of conflict-related sexual violence, emphasized the need for better psychological support and systematic evidence gathering for those affected. She highlighted the grim reality that sexual violence often accompanies war, noting, "It is only more recently that increased recognition has been given to these heinous crimes, and society has come to understand that it is used to demean, destroy and control, with the aftermath long felt through stigma, devastating physical and mental health repercussions, and children born of rape. It is a weapon requiring no training, no investment, and it is deployed globally." The Office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights has recorded approximately 169 cases of conflict-related sexual violence in Ukraine since the beginning of the invasion. However, the true number is likely much higher as many survivors do not report these crimes. The Global Survivors Fund estimates the actual number of survivors to be in the thousands. A significant development in support of these survivors came last month when it was announced that reparations would be paid to victims of wartime sexual violence in Ukraine. This move represents a historic first, as it is the first time survivors have been awarded reparations during an ongoing conflict. First Lady Olena Zelenska remarked on the importance of this step, saying, "Reparations to victims of gross human rights violations, including victims of conflict-related sexual violence, are not just about economic support. It is an important step towards restoring justice. And this justice is not only in Ukraine. Justice for Ukrainian victims of violence is now a mirror for the world itself." Sophie's visit to Ukraine and her subsequent comments highlight the ongoing need for international attention and support for the victims of this conflict, particularly those who have suffered sexual violence. Her efforts to bring these issues to light underscore the importance of addressing the psychological and societal impacts of such crimes, alongside the physical and economic support necessary for survivors.